He has spoken on the topics faith, family and freedom in Cuba, Belgium, Brazil, Congo, UK and all over the USA to crowds from 14 to 40,000. International leadership speaker, trainer and coach. Author of Learn to Raw Leadership, Attitude Hack, Live a More Excellent Life, 5 Battle Strategies of a Victorious Warrior. 2021 President's Lifetime Achievement Award recipient. Founding partner of the John Maxwell team. Toastmaster International Speech Competition semi-finalist. Founder of Tell It Like It Is TV, ThatGuyRocks.com and ThatGuySpeaks.com. Creator of Story Power TV, Transforming Grace TV, and Leading Leaders Podcast. Producer of 4 TV programs and podcasts for Liftable TV and World Trumpet Television as well as multiple social media channels. Please help me welcome J. Loren Norris.
On the football field, my youngest son was then significantly smaller than he is now. At the time, he was probably 5'5", 5'6", and about 150 pounds. My son-in-law, on the other hand, was a D1 all-star, played college level. He was a bodybuilder. Still all of these things apply, but he's older now. But at the time, watching my son-in-law coach my son sometimes left me a little frustrated because, well, it's like sibling rivalry. You see them pushing and shoving, and it's really all about attitude and position and who's in charge. Even though there was like 20 years difference between them, they were convinced that they ought to both be having the same role. One actually played as a linebacker at a high level. The other one was still learning the role of linebacker. What does it mean to play football and chase down the guy that got the ball? And one was a good coach and the other one was not a good student. It was an interesting mix watching them react to each other. The real irony, though, was watching the young would-be linebacker who had been on the defensive line in previous games of play, trying to coach the other players who were trying to play the role of the lineman, and often getting reprimanded by the coach to say, stay at the linebacker position. Stop trying to tell everybody else how to do their job. Focus on learning how to do your job. And yes, that's exactly what I want to talk about in this episode of Leading Leaders. Subscribe now for our extensive video library of leadership lessons promoting faith, family, and freedom. I'm J. Loren Norris with Leading Leaders Podcast, and I can tell you how frustrating it is as a leader to try to train young leaders who, well, I can tell you how frustrating it was to be a young leader who was trying to be trained by other leaders and simultaneously trying to train other leaders. I experienced it on the football field. I experienced it in the fire department. I experienced it in the military. I've experienced it in jobs since then, from retail to sales to you name it. Everywhere that there is a leader who, like I often still am, is a little bit insecure. And when insecurity is in your personality type or your attitude or your mindset or your worldview, then insecurity kind of shows up in everything. As a leader, it usually manifests itself in detrimental ways. One of those primary ways that insecurity shows up as a leader is when you feel like you have to prove yourself to everyone. It's because